What's your name? What's your name? I'm a Kamen Rider.
What's up, everybody? It's the Quarter Guy, and even more than a week after the whole Smash Direct, I'm still kind of shook as to just what is going into this whole extravaganza. I mean, we got so many new items, so many Pokemon, so many assist trophies. Simon, Richter, Chrom, Dark Samus, King K. Rool. It's like all these new modes, all these new features. It's like, it's mind-blowing, and that's the thing. We've still got until December. We've still got until December to wait, which means there's going to be more reveals, which is absolutely mind-boggling at this point. I mean, at this point, anything is possible. That is, except for the last barrier, which is non-video game related characters. So, which is why I still don't think Goku's going to be in Smash, but I digress. But one thing I wanted to talk about is how they're handling the clones in this game, or as they call them now officially in this game, the Echo Fighters. It's like, we've gotten a whole bunch of Echo Fighters so far. Dark Pit and Lucina have been reclassified as Echo Fighters. Let's see. We got Daisy as an Echo Fighter of Peach. We've got Chrom as an Echo Fighter of Roy, as it turns out, though he also has some qualities from Ike. But we also got a Dark Samus as an Echo Fighter of Samus, of course, and we also have Richter as an Echo Fighter for Simon, which doesn't surprise me one bit, as I figured that any other Belmonts would be either skins or Echo Fighters, so. But I want to talk about, like, other Echo Fighters that I think that at least have a possibility. Let's get the obvious one out of the way right now. It's pretty obvious that most people are expecting Shadow to be an Echo Fighter for Sonic, because of the whole semi-rivalry between Sonic and Shadow, and the whole pretty much polar opposites in terms of how they handle things, with Sonic being the cocky and carefree type, but Shadow being the cold, dark, anti-hero type. But their fighting styles are similar enough that they would probably be Echo Fighters of one another. So, okay. Next one, another possible third-party candidate for Echo Fighters. Ken as Ryu's Echo Fighter. I mean, Ken was like the original clone fighter back in the days of, well, one of the original clone fighters anyway. Back as far as Street Fighter 1, the one nobody remembers because, well, Street Fighter 1 sucks. No getting around that. But considering how close Ken and Ryu's fighting styles are, I would see Ken as a viable Echo Fighter. Some people would like to see Akuma as an Echo Fighter for Ryu instead of Ken, which is also a possibility, but not as likely considering that they would have to. I feel like if they put Akuma in Smash in any capacity, they would have to make his final Smash be Raging Demon. So, anyway, let's see. Other possible, yet not as likely Echo Fighters, in my opinion, would be like, let's see. There's the Octolings for the Inklings, considering that Splatoon 2 recently, this past summer, had the whole Octo expansion thing, which I need to get back to. My schedule, I swear. But, let's see. Dry Bowser for Bowser. I don't think that's very likely, considering that the original appearance of Dry Bowser was just as a skeletonified Bowser in the first place. Let's see, what other Echo Fighters could there be? Oh yeah, Jean for Bayonetta, but considering Bayonetta's bad rep, I don't think they would want to stoke the fires that much further. I'm sorry, but I really can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but I really like the way that these Echo Fighters are being handled as sort of like the whole pseudo-clone thing. It makes sense, and it allows for more possibilities for including characters into the mix. But, anyways, got some updates. I I'm continuing to stream stuff on my Twitch channel, so yeah, links in the description for that. But also, I am in the editing process for Top 10 Robot Master Weapons. Hoping to get that done by the end of the month. That's my plan. And hopefully I'll be able to think of something. Hopefully something will happen in the coming week that's probably worth expanding upon for me to talk about. But yeah. Anyways, for my question of the week, who do you think will be the most likely new Echo Fighter besides Shadow? As always, leave your answers in the comments. Favorite comments will be featured in the next episode. Here are last episode's winners. And with that, time for the Fourth Wall Mailbag. As always, check my community tab for the prompt for questions, and I will answer my favorites in the next episode. First question this week comes from Mr. Sensational, who asks, if you were to do a Halloween-themed countdown, what would the topic be about? Let's see, top 15 Castlevania boss battles, top 10 video game vampires, Castlevania month. Yeah, I've kind of already done that stuff. But I do have some ideas for future Halloween-related stuff, like top 10 spooky video game levels, or... In fact, right now my plan for October is a review of Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Gonna give that one a fair shake and see if that's... see which side I fall on. It's the only really way to really truly judge a game is to play it yourself. And yes, I've played E.T. It really was that bad for me. Next question comes from YouTube user Harada Orie, who asks, as of so far, what's your opinion on Peastrix, the shark girl from Arcana Heart? Yes, the first new character from the Kickstarter campaign. I like Peastrix's design. She's cute, she looks like she's going to be fun to play as, but oh my god, the salt that's going to result because her Arcana is none other than Paracelsia. Paracelsia, as a playable Arcana. Oh my god. It's like, people who have followed me closely know the pain I have felt from that. Ugh. Next question comes from Scott Schiff, who asks, what are your thoughts on X Challenge? Fun concept to, again, battle against two Mavericks at once. Though, I'm gonna be honest with you. The jump in difficulty from easy to normal is very, very significant in terms of mostly how much damage your opponents do. It's like, and it's hard to focus on one when you have to dodge attacks from both, because sometimes there's very little space to deal with it. And to top things off, 6-3 is, on Volume 2, Dynamo and Gate. Ouch. At least once you beat 6-3 on any difficulty, you unlock a practice mode, so at least there's that. But I've got work to do. Next question comes from Colin Dre, who asks, least favorite Tales of game? I'd have to say it was the second Tales game I ever played. That was Tales of Legendia. It wasn't handled by the same developers who did Tales of Symphonia, and it kind of showed. It felt like several steps back in terms of characters, soundtrack, gameplay, story. It just didn't feel right to me. It felt like it took a lot of steps away from what made Tales of Symphonia such a fun and engaging game for me. So, I would not recommend Tales of Legendia. Last question this week comes from James Butler, who asks, I am not sure if you know about Terry's appearance in SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. Oh, I know about it, and all I have to ask is, why?